Becoming a global citizen is all about getting out into the world. And when you're people-to-people student ambassador, the world opens its doors to you in a unique and exciting way. It's your chance to absorb new cultures, learn new skills, and make a positive impact, all while you enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Hi guys, I'm Jordan, and I'm a student ambassador alum from Oklahoma City. I'm here to tell you about an amazing 3-week adventure. I know it's amazing because I went to Australia with people-to-people too. Think 20 days, 6 cities, and tons of unforgettable experiences. Rappelling down a cliff face, learning ancient Aboriginal customs, snorkeling the Great Barrier Reef, and that's just the start of what you can look forward to. The journey begins in sunny Sydney. We took in all the great views as we cruised the blue waters of the Sydney Harbour, then got a closer look at the world-famous Opera House. We were invited into parts of the Opera House that aren't open to the average visitor, another perk of being a student ambassador. You'll feel larger than life when you take the skywalk on the Sydney Tower. You can see all of Sydney stretched out before you, and far beneath your feet through the glass-bottom deck. At a dizzying 850 feet above the city, twice as high as the Harbour Bridge, it seems like you're flying, even though you're safely harnessed to the railing. Picture this, a towering cliff in Australia's Blue Mountains, me in a safety harness about to rappel 180 feet down the cliff. This was not why I thought I was coming to Australia, but it turned out to be the greatest moment of the trip for me. Before I braved the cliff face, I had to face my other fears, Full On. Full On is an experience designed for student ambassadors to build leadership and help us live up to our true potential. The Full On staff helped me really see all the ways that negative thinking was holding me back. I visualized myself stepping off the edge of the mountain, grabbing the rope, and pushing off with my feet to float over the forest floor. Then I did it, and I felt like I was on top of the world. Now when I have challenges at home or school, I think back to that day, and I know there's nothing I can't do. Wrap up your time in Sydney learning even more of what makes Australia unique. From its national gemstone, the opal, to the national pastime, cricket. When you head to the small town of Bellingham, you'll understand what people-to-people is really all about during a homestay with a local family. As a student ambassador, you're not just traveling, you're making real connections with people from other cultures. Sure, I was nervous about staying with a family I didn't know. Who wouldn't be? But you know what? It turned out to be one of my favorite memories, and I enjoyed learning more about what my host family likes to do for fun, and we shared stories about our friends. I learned that the things that are important to me, my family, my country, making the world a better place, are important to people in Australia too. When it comes down to it, we really are more alike than we are different. It felt way too soon to say goodbye to my homestay family, but it was time to search for sunken treasure. Moreton Island is an awesome place full of adventure. You will snorkel among shipwrecks in search of shy fish and carpet sharks, sled down towering sand dunes, and rattle and roll your way through lush forests on a 4-wheel drive trek. And best of all, hand feed the wild dolphins that check in to the resort every night. Student ambassadors even have a special opportunity to help biologists track these dolphins' behavior so they can monitor the pod's health and habits. Next, you'll understand why Australia's Sunshine Coast is the place to learn to surf. And because the waves are just like far enough apart for people who are just getting started, and the swells can like give you a good ride without getting all big and scary, you know? That and the beach is like totally white sand all the way, dude. It's like the perfect place to take a lesson and then catch some waves. Okay, so after you get your surf on, duck into the cool caverns of Olsen's Capricorn Caves. These above-ground caves near the city of Yeppoon range from huge cathedral-like rooms to tiny crawl spaces. You also have the chance to make a big difference in a small Australian community. Have lunch with locals at Gin Gin School. Bring your gifts of books and other supplies that will help provide a great education for these students. Meet some of Australia's most famous residents in a wildlife sanctuary, where you can feed and pet kangaroos, koalas, and wallabies. You'll also experience a crocodile farm where crocs are raised for their skin and meat. Take a taste of crocodile chowder before your evening croc walk, while you watch for crocodiles in the beam of your flashlight. They're safely on the other side of the fence, but that doesn't make it any less exciting. You may even get to see a baby crocodile hatch out of its leathery egg. Then you'll visit a totally different kind of farm, a working sheep or cattle ranch near Charters Towers. Meet some very intelligent herding dogs, learn to crack a whip, and enjoy your evening under a blanket of stars. You're in the outback now, so take a bushwalk around the farm, learn about daily chores, and offer your service clearing a field or waterway to protect the natural environment. All the fresh air and exercise will give you a serious appetite, so don't be shy. Dig into a feast fresh off the barbie. Finally, you're off to Cairns for one of the defining moments of your trip. At least I know it was for me. It was the reason I knew I had to come to Australia, to snorkel on the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest reef system and can be seen from outer space. I was so excited when we reached our pontoon boat, I didn't waste any time strapping on my flippers and jumping into the water. I ducked my head under the surface and couldn't believe my eyes. There were fish of all sizes, sea turtles, octopus, eels, and every color of coral. Our marine biologist pointed out some of the hundreds of coral species. Some of us got chummy with the local blue razzies. Other ambassadors took in the view from a glass-bottomed boat, but I was not about to leave the water. Then we headed to the rainforest village of Kuranda for the perfect wrap-up to our Australian adventure. It was an amazing day. I soared over the trees in the Skyrail, chased tropical birds and tree snakes through the dense leaves, drove through a stream in an amphibious truck, and went face to face with koalas and kangaroos. I even met a member of an Aboriginal clan and learned how to throw a boomerang. How could it get better? We topped off our fantastic voyage with a dinner and a bush dance, talking, laughing, and dancing our way through the last night in Australia. For me, after experiencing so many new things, somehow I didn't feel like the same person who had boarded that international flight 3 weeks earlier. I felt older, like I really had opinions about the world now. I was so lucky to experience Australia as a student ambassador. I actually have a different view of the world, other people, even of myself. I've been exploring cultures. I've learned that I'm more capable than I ever believed, and I have new friends and family on the other side of the world. What an awesome journey. It's your time now. Get ready for the world.